Welcome to Ell Unfiltered, where you can hear the stories from behind the scenes from actors, artists, producers, and writers and more.
Okay. Whoa! Oh. I gotta get the microphone in front of me, right? Hello? Brian? All right, you guys, on TikTok and Facebook. Oh, Ell Unfiltered is in the house. Brian? Can you check my mic? Check my mic and make sure the station is on. It don't sound like it's on. It's on. I can't even remember. I can hear something better.
Sometimes you can hear the other days, like that mic, you have to talk directly.
I know, but some days I can still, okay, like that.
See, that's your best way, you see?
Oh my God, I have to wait. Okay. Oh, the microphone. Well, anyway, good afternoon, you guys. And this is the second day of our spring premiere, and it's Ell Unfiltered. And today I have a guest that's scheduled to come, but let me clarify first. I changed the time up. So it's supposed to be, I'm here at 5:30, so I told him to be here at 5:30 because it was scheduled originally for 5 o'clock. But because I was running a little behind from another meeting. So anyway, hopefully he's going to be here in the house. His name is Mr. MC Spice. MC Spice is legendary in the hip hop arena. Mr. I always want to give the as they call it the government name, Amir Shakir, aka Amir Shakir. I think he's known a lot by. He was working with. I think he had a lot of time working with back in the day with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, if I'm not mistaken, and some other old school artists. So hopefully he's going to join us this afternoon. But before he gets in the room, so you guys can go. You know what? Here's what I'm going to suggest. Go and Google him and find out more about him. As I have done, I like to do what we call my deep dives before I come on the show, and I was quite impressed. Okay, so here's one of the things, and people may find it strange because some of his work first is the Zulu Nation. Brianna, I need to ask her because I don't really know. I'm not really familiar with that. What can you clarify what the Zulu Nation for me?
Huh?
Can you clarify the Zulu Nation for me? Because I've heard about it when you're talking about hip hop, and when you're talking about, so I don't know. I've heard about, like I said, I've never been a real huge person in hip hop, but I try to keep up. But he worked with he was instrumental in finding Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, and then it said then about the Zulu Nation. He was Zulu Nation. Damn, something you ain't heard of in a minute. Wow, I've actually stumped her ass. Gee whiz. Well, this I do know. I know she can say I don't know everything. Well, I do know she doesn't know everything. But when it comes to some music or whatever, I expect her because she's younger. So I lean.
Well, let me go clarify.
So I lean into her knowledge of knowing these things that I don't know. But she's been a smart ass. Yeah. But as people of the Gen X or what we are affectionately known as the sandwich generation, because growing up, your parents was like always working, so it's like go in to make you a sandwich or do something like that. So affectionately known as this Gen X, the sandwich generation, and that's because you're still at the age where you still maybe parenting your children, and then also taking care of your parents as they get older, as they age. So we're also that sandwich generation, and we not kind of, that's who we are. We focus a lot on the 50 plus generation because in our mind, in our belief, we have the best music ever. Now, did we learn from some of the old school artists, that our parents listened to? Definitely. But when the late 80s came along, and then the 90s came along, the music for our generation was just explosive. And of course, our children now which are those the older millennials right now. It's funny to call them older millennials, but the older millennials, they grew up with our music as well, so they love the '90s music, the '90s vibe music put out there. And of course, Michael Jackson was pivotal. The Jacksons were like in the '70s, and then Michael Jackson came along in the '80s, and his music was and still is. People still love Michael Jackson's music. And what we didn't know when we got off the air yesterday, because the film Michael is coming out, is due to be released, and there's a lot of buzz around it. And so Michael's family, some of his family was in Michael's hometown yesterday, Gary, Indiana. Now people don't know, or they may have a negative connotation about Gary, Indiana. Let me clarify some things for you when it comes to Gary, Indiana, or as people who grew up there, affectionately call it the GI. Like people call Chicago the shop. So we're gonna call Gary the GI. GI was predominantly a steel industry town, but back in its heyday, in the booming days, don't let it be said, because people like to put out the scenarios that Michael Jackson grew up in the hood, in the ghetto, things of that nature. False. That was false. There are certain aspects to the town of Gary that it may be a little rougher than others, but every city or town in the United States have an area that could be a little ghetto, if I might digress a little bit. But their father grew up. They owned their own home. Their father worked in the mill. They worked in one of the mills in Indiana. So they it was a small house for the size, for the amount of kids they had, but it was their home nonetheless. So they came from a working class family. To me, when you say a working class family versus you want to say maybe a ghetto family, or let me say not a ghetto family, but a ghetto lifestyle, those are two totally different things in my opinion. When you say working class family, you have both families working, or maybe just the dad working, but they're taking care of the kids, they're all under the same roof, things of that nature. That's how in my mind, that I say working class family. Even if it's a single household with a working class mom or dad, to me, it's still a working class family, not just a ghetto. Because ghetto to me, that term ghetto to me is like a state of mind. And I'm not going to get on my soapbox and explain to you what it is. Hell, look it up, figure it out. That's how I say, look it up, figure it out. But so they came from a working class family with a dad who worked in the mills, and it was a small house. No doubt about it, it was a small house. But they grew up on what they call the east side of Gary, and it wasn't always. Well, here's the thing: back in the day, nothing was as bad as some of the neighborhoods are today. But nonetheless, it was still a working class family. So, when people want to lump the Jacksons, as they want to say, oh, like so many people who started out as black folks, they all came from the hood or whatever. Gary, Indiana, was and is a working class town. Now, has it had seen some rough days? Absolutely. Just like so many other towns that had a steel mill industry, they lost out. But it was a working class town where people would come over from Chicago to do some shopping, hang out, the whole 9 yards. So don't let it be said that it was. It's the narrative that people put out there now, because it wasn't that, and that's not how Michael Jackson grew up. They grew up in a home. They grew up with schools right down the street. Schools that all their brothers and sisters attended. Some of their family attended. So they come from a neighborhood of generations who lived there. Now, if you come in to see the home that Michael Jackson family grew up in, they've turned it into it's a memorial. Say they had fixed up the exterior. They fixed up the interior. They made it look like they lived there years ago. But on that same block are people who have lived there when the Jacksons were growing up, and everything. So yeah. So if you go into Gary, Indiana, go there, take a look at the Jackson Museum, they call it. Yeah, 2100 Jackson Street. If you don't know, that's the address for the house museum or the Jackson Memorial where they are. So they came into town. They came into Indiana yesterday. They were there last night because they premiered the movie Michael, I believe, at the West Side Auditorium. So they premiered the movie there. Now, Brianna and I didn't know. We didn't know. I pride myself on like wanting to learn things and know things. We didn't know. But anyway, they were in town, and Jafar as well as Jermaine, and I think Tito. Not Tito. I'm sorry, because Tito passed away. Not Tito. Jermaine, Allison, Jermaine, and Jackie. So I think it was like five of them. That on the red carpet, there you saw people out there. They were cheering. People of all walks of life. You saw different mix. Different races out there. Just happy to see the Jacksons back in the hometown of Gary, Indiana. And yeah, the hometown of Gary, Indiana. So it was nice to see them. It was nice to see them out and enjoying the community. And it was nice to really see Jafar. You don't hear too much about him as being. Listen, I didn't know. I thought he was one of the other one's sons, but apparently he's Jermaine's son. So I didn't hear that much. But anyway, he's there. This is what I said about Jermaine Jackson. Jermaine always wanted to be the center of attention anyway. He wanted, but I'm not saying he didn't love his brother. He didn't love Michael. He loved his brothers. But I think Tito always wanted to be that had a spotlight like Michael had. And some days I think Michael probably would have traded that spotlight to have a little more privacy. But nonetheless, his son, now that he's done the Michael movie, yeah, I think the son's his star is on the rise. Who else is in the movie? Brianna. Do we know? I know Coleman Domingo plays Joe Jackson, but who plays the mother?
Huh?
Who plays the mother? Who plays Catherine Jackson in the movie?
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, and Michael.
I think Nia Long.
You know what? That might be right. Because I thought I heard that like months ago that Nia Long's going to play the mother,
Yeah,
Catherine.
I think it's Nia Long.
Okay, well, now when I go see the movie, because here's the thing, Brianna and I and Becky have plans to go on opening day. Brianna hates the fact that we're going on opening day. But the key is.
Yeah, she played it.
Oh, she playing? Okay.
Yeah, Nia Long.
Coleman Domingo. Who else in there that we know? Of course, Jafar.
Cat Graham.
Who the hell is that?
That's an actress. She's playing Diana Ross.
Cat Graham. Okay, we want to look her because I don't know who she is.
I know who she is.
Okay, what is she playing that I know of?
Kendrick Sampson is playing Quincy Jones.
Brother said he found. I got to send him a picture here.
Hello. I don't even like skin like that. But hello.
Oh, that's a light skinner. He's better in the middle picture. Okay. So we'll point out. So we're gonna go to the premiere. We're gonna go to the opening day premiere. That's gonna be funny. So when you all see us on social media and say we're here,
Oh, he was on there.
who?
He was gonna How to Get Away with Murder.
Who?
The one that's playing Quincy Jones, Kendrick Sampson.
That's who?
I forget it too.
Was that the one the light skinned one that we thought was Annalise's child?
I think so.
Damn, he's grown up because he was good.
Age has played you.
Yeah, because he was like a little nerdy thing going on How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah.
It's amazing how people spend years in Hollywood. You don't really even know them until they do something.
I'm gonna have to holler at you.
Oh, how old is he?
38.
Oh,
He's
man.
about 38.
What in the band? Okay, that's in her age range. I tell all the time, don't go after jail, mate, because Brianna's my daughter's in her 30s. So I said, be careful now.
This jailbait I don't want. Trust me, cause they don't want to work.
Did y'all hear from Brianna said she don't want any jail because you all don't want to work.
I ain't.
And she talking to the males and she said, I don't, and she know that's right. I raised her right. She don't take care of me and any man. I don't give a damn how fine they are. Look, fine has got nothing to do with anything. Or when you talk about picking a person to be your mate, being cute, I might have to be able to look at you in the face though. But besides that,
Giuliano.
so Nia Long is playing the mother, Catherine. And so I was telling the folks, the people that, people come into town and, come into the town of Gary to see see Michael Jackson, to see the hoopla about the film Michael. And, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. See, people don't know, if you don't know about the North County, Indiana, not North County, what we call this part of Lake County. You got to North County. I'm thinking about San Diego. Good God.
I thought when she said North County, I'm like, huh?
Well, it's north of what's it called? So if you don't know about Lake County, Indiana, Lake County, Indiana is a let me see, a mixture of small towns, but They have it's a mixture of small towns. So apparently that mixture spilled over into as I say GI yesterday evening because it was people of all backgrounds, black, white, brown, that were there to see the Jackson family, and I think that's cool. Brianna made a point. She said, "Now sometimes I tell people I said don't sleep on Gary, Indiana." Just because I said people have they put out that negative connotation. I said Michael Jackson was not born and raised in the hood in the ghetto. People always want to say because black folks ascend to certain heights in life, they want to think that every person of color, every black person came from the ghetto. That was a narrative that people put out there years ago. They came from a working class family because Joe worked in the steel mills of in East Chicago, Indiana. I know it's personally because my uncle worked alongside Joseph Jackson. So that was so when people want to say that everything is ghetto, if it's not a $500,000 house or more, they think where people come from is ghetto. That's false. So stop thinking that. And people that are not of color, let me just say that. Let me just say white people. If you're just white people and you don't come from or you don't have it mixed with them, just understand every person of color is not from the hood. I'm a black woman. Y'all can clearly see this. My daughter's a black female. My grandson is black, and we don't come from the ghetto. Okay, so now there's
now there are instances if I need to go there.
oh no, and see that's it. I said that there are sometimes you have to bring out that
Indignant.
that round the way girl. Let me just say that.
You gotta find yourself the bamboo earring.
I don't even wear band, but I can when you can, don't take me there. Let me just say don't take me there. Just don't take me there. And sometimes that has to come out. But nonetheless, we want to say congratulations to the Jackson family. And you know what? Remember back in the day it was a television series, and it was the Jacksons, and so that came out. Woo Lord, when did the Jacksons come out? Brian, I'm bugging you again. Brian, I'm bugging you again. When did the film The Jacksons come on TV? It was back in what, the 80s or the 90s?
The Jackson.
It was like a 4-part TV series that came out I think in the 80s, the late 80s or the early 90s. But it was on television, so it wasn't a big movie.
Oh, 1992.
Okay, it was
Because you talking about the Jacksons, the American Dream.
Yeah, right.
Miniseries.
Yeah, miniseries. Yeah, right. So it came out in 1992.
Wow, that came out 4 days before I turned a year.
Damn, did it really?
November 15th, 1992.
Oh wow! See, I couldn't remember. I said I know because I remember watching. It was 4 parts. Was it 4 or 6 parts? There was a lot of it.
No, 4.
It was 4 parts.
Yeah.
So I'm as I remember that I'm going to try to remember.
Oh yeah, because I remember that's who was in that.
Angela Bassett.
Lawrence Hilton Jacob.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
Jason Weaver.
Yeah.
Billy D. Williams.
Well, Billy D was in there. Billy December Williams. Okay. I digress for a second.
Billy D up there.
Well, Billy D 90 or 100.
And
Oh God, I know Billy D is up there, but that was really good too. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna transform or bring a different perspective to Michael that was in the Jacksons and the mini series back in 1991. Brent, you said 91 or 92? Brent, you said 91 or 92? But you know what? In the Jackson the family story, it focused a lot on how Joe and Catherine, how they met. Joe's life in the steel mill when he would go out and hang out with some of the guys in his neighborhood, and then it focused on Joe saw another group or whatever. Joe found another group, and he said that he wanted his kids to do that. So. And to Joe's credit, I think a lot of the Jacksons, American Dream, whatever, I think a lot of that focused on Joe Jackson and how he pretty much put his kids to work and how they became the Jacksons. So this is going to focus on Michael, but you can't focus on Michael without focusing on the entire family. And so Nia Long, because I was like, who's playing the mother? Because when we looked at the trailer yesterday, I was like, who was that? Because her makeup is brilliant. They made her look so much like Katherine Jackson that I was like, "Ooh, am I really looking at Katherine?" So that's what that was amazing to me. Who's that? Oh, hey Tanya. So and again, Tanya can attest to uh, being in Gary, Indiana, and West Side High School, and because it's called now the auditorium now is for performers. That part of that is for performances, and they call it the what? Brenda, what do they call it now? I'm bugging up again because Brenda, she not always be on too. What they call it now? The performance part. What do they call it now? They don't call it the West Side Auditorium. What do they call it? It's damn it. It's like it's on the tip of my tongue, but I cannot spit it out. Performing arts or
Because they call school as a whole West Side Leadership Academy.
well, we know it's West Side School as a whole, but that because they sectioned it off that whole part where it's the whole separate entrance. I think every person that comes through there, because the stage doors are everything is on the. Well, that's say the front. That's not on the front side.
West Side Theater Guild.
There you go. It's West Side Theater Guild. Yes. And so you know what? Because we went to vote when Kamala was running, so I was like, oh, okay. So they've transformed the whole that whole part. You walk in, it's like they got a whole bar area. They got the leather seats. They got all of that stuff there. So when people come up, so I think that's what they were last night, Brianna. Yeah. So they were at the West Side Theater Guild, and there was a crowd out there, and everybody was just cheering and singing. Was just at home. So that was nice to see. Well, it was nice to be out there to celebrate that, and the fact that the young actor Jafar Jackson is that he's like I think there's still some humility that I see in him, and everyone has said that about this young man is that there's like a sense of humility there for him. He's humble. He's thankful for the opportunity, but I don't think he's going to be really prepared for what's going to come once this releases. His entire being existence is going to change dramatically, and the fact that he's doing his uncle, that he's stepping in his uncle's shoes, so to speak. And I think he said he had to learn like 20 songs and all the dance moves. That's when you know you're a true performer, because you study the person that you're portraying, and to study his uncle, to study Michael Jackson first, and then know this is his uncle, and then you're representing this legacy family, the Jacksons. That's a lot on a young man's shoulders. But from the trailers that I saw, he's going to do. He did a heck of a job. So I am hoping that. First of all, I'm hoping that I love it. When we go see it, the movie in its entirety, I'm hoping that I love it, and then I can say, oh, go and see it. But here's what I want to say: the Jacksons has their issues, as like everybody, like everyone else's families, being wealthy, not wealthy. Every family has their own issues. But I'm sure that to know that I'm representing my entire family, the Jackson family, that you want to do a great job. You want to do a great job, and especially for his grandmother, Katherine Jackson, who's 90 plus, and so to have her to be able to see this again, and to see them focus on Michael Jackson and how he became Michael, because after a while everybody would just call him to just say Michael or the king of pop. So to actually learn who Michael is from behind all the other stuff is going to be really intriguing to me. And as I said a moment ago, I really want to, because I remember this is the Jacksons, an American Family Story. So I really want to see how this one translates versus the other one. So really good. And what did they say the film cost? I think the cost to make this film was, Brandon, do we know that the cost to make the Michael? Actually, and we think about numbers today, $155 million to make. Right.
They spent $500 million to make them daggone Marvel movies.
Do they really? Yeah. That's some bullshit right there.
Don't just be What?
And this is why the studios are in trouble because all they focus on is these mega things instead of like Michael's film is the film Michael is actually telling the story. And I said to me because I can't get into the whole Marvel thing because I didn't read comic books as a kid, so I don't know. So
I got a board.
I know, but even still, even before we had Brave, I mean, I still don't do the whole Marvel thing. Not even as a kid, as comics. I mean,
Did you do Transformers?
a wee bit, and you know why that was? Because I went to the studios and I saw Transformers. That's the only reason why. But I'm not. Let me tell you, I'm gonna really date myself right now. But the most thing that I remember as a comic was Speed Racer. And things sound Ghost Racer, go. Now if they do Speed Racer like in it, then I'll probably go see it.
I found it on the channel for forever, like late night, and
Speed
he watched it. I'm talking about
the old school.
like what was that, the 60s?
I think Speed Racer came out in the 70s. Okay. I could be wrong, but
I think whatever. Anyway, that was, and he would eat it up and he would dance to theme songs,
But Brayden also liked the Flintstones because you know what? Here we're gonna tell y'all. If y'all go to Tubi, Tubi had them old school shows. Cause I go to Tubi to watch the old school shows. But you got like the Flintstones. I used a lot of Flintstones. Nick the Flintstones. There's a funny family cartoon family from the house of what is it?
Bedrock.
From the house of Bed. So I love the Flintstones. Fred was always doing some wrong shiggity.
The Flintstones, what was
the Jetsons.
Lord knows it was Jessica, Elon Musk, everything he do with the Jetsons.
Look, Elon brings his fantasy of the Jetsons to life.
The Jetsons, Tom and Jerry.
And I couldn't stand that crazy ass mouth. Jerry, he got on my damn nerve. I loved it when the little mouse got over on his ass.
What Tom got on?
Yeah, I love because he got on my damn nerve.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry. What is it?
What's Casper the Friendly Ghost?
Yeah, Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny got on my nerve too. Roadrunner was horrible, but Roadrunner was cracking me up. Roadrunner get their ass every time.
Yeah, but they think they got him. Then later on you have what the Looney Tunes.
Yep, and he had Yogi and Boo Boo. So yeah,
God, they used to drive me crazy.
Hey, boo.
And then it got worse. And then we do like he would call. I'm like, oh my God, it's Yogi Bear.
Yeah. Hey, boo. Yeah.
Hey, boo. Like what? No.
Yeah. So what kind of
Yogi Bear? There was Scooby Doo.
Oh, Scooby Doo. Oh yeah, I like the Scooby Doo. And what's called because I like them niggas solving the murder mysteries.
Mm-hmm. I lived on Scooby Doo. Man.
Yeah. Was it Velma?
Velma, Daphne,
Fred, Shaggy. Yeah, and then came along Scrappy. Yeah, Scrappy. Yeah. So
and Scrappy was always getting. I watched that.
Oh, Scrappy always got Scooby Doo in trouble. Then Scooby would always take the blame for Scrappy's ass.
And then they came, and then later on they came out. That's the one. I remember that's the first movie I went to go see in the theater. What Scooby Doo?
Really? Was it?
It was a movie. They did a couple of those.
Why do I remember that?
Because I remember Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh yeah. Well, they need to come. See, we had original content then. Now what they do is that they don't even attempt to have much new content. It's always everything they steal it. Because remember, Rosie O'Donnell did the Flintstones. Remember that?
Yeah, everything now is Avengers Endgame, and
I know I can't really get into that.
And they did Super Mario. I gotta go see Super Mario.
I mean, because that was a game. I'm not gonna get into that one.
Super Mario was cool though.
But everything else is like I can't.
So when you think of Super Mario,
I don't even remember the cards. I don't even remember them being that good.
Super Mario,
not the Mario, none of them other things like the Avengers, that bull crap, like all that stuff.
Like just the Avengers.
Well, okay, since I wasn't a comic book person, I guess I really wouldn't get the feel of it. What comic book did you read as a kid? Because I don't remember buying you any.
I read comic books in school. I had nerdy friends I used to.
I don't remember buying any of that.
But see, I was like, I didn't always do the comic books. I always bought, now I'm gonna date myself, the old magazines where you used to tear out the posters.
Okay, please, we had those growing up too. Don't worry about it.
Like the What's Up and oh my.
Yeah, because we what was mine when we were growing up? What was the magazine when I was growing up?
Look, I have concerts to go to in the summer. Do you want to know why?
Well,
wait, my man is coming back to Chicago.
Who?
John B. He come back to Chicago.
John B. come back again?
August 6th.
Yeah.
At 6 p.m. on road with me.
Okay, where is it? Because I'm not going to any venue that I got to stand up.
What's in the House of Blues? But I'll make sure.
I'm not going.
No. Wait a minute. Before you say that, if you gonna go, we can buy the tickets where you get to sit down.
And I don't want nobody sending me blocking my view either.
No, what it does, it stands. It's like the whole venue's in a circle. So VIP seated, they circle around the standing area, but you can see. So you get a perfect view of them.
Okay, well, if I get to see, I'm going. If I have to stand up, I'm not going.
Tell I say so. I'm saying, you want to go?
And then they don't have to have a damn elevator.
Yeah, because they got to walk up the stairs.
No, they got elevator in there.
No, they got elevator. I saw the elevator. It's in the back.
I was going to say, no damn way they got elevator.
Yeah, they got elevator. It's in the back.
They got damn elevator. I want to say this, y'all, because like really, I got a jacked up knee at the moment. And so
if you want to go, let me know. August 6th is Thursday.
That ain't bad. August 6th.
6 o'clock.
How is fucking August?
It says 6 o'clock. He earlier this time. The last time he was like at 9.
Well, who's coming with him this time?
I don't know who we got coming. But I just saw it yesterday. He coming back to Shakir. Oh my God. He loves Shakir, man. Look, you get to see how he looked though. He looked good, man. You thought he looked good.
I think he looks good when he was younger, so
he looked really good, man.
He look real good. Who else coming?
He probably gonna have somebody from like the UK, because I know he did his show last time. He had her name was Ell UNFILTERED. She was really good, but she was from the UK.
Oh,
she was black girl. She was really good.
I gotta check my because I get a lot of artists on this show from the UK.
But now you always looking for artists to scope out. The House of Blues, that's a good place because they always got like different artists and stuff. So that's a good venue to hang out at.
And she just gave me a good idea. I told you every so often she has about a good idea about once every 3-4 months. So that's a good idea. And I mentioned that because
they have R&B night where you get like all these like independent R&B singer, but they have everybody.
Now why the hell she just tell you that? If I could reach over from my console and stop the shit out of her, I probably would.
I just started going to the House of Blues. I ain't hang out at the House of Blues. So when you go one time they start singing stuff. But if you don't go, August 6th, let me know if you don't.
Oh, okay. And we talking about that now, you guys, because if you guys don't know, we have EV Publishing as well, which is a part of our radio, but also we're looking for really great artists. That is a good idea for G. I should tell G to bring his ass in town one day.
Tell him to come. He can go that night.
Yeah, girl.
So
if you guys are any good artists, and I mean good artists, I don't mean I don't mean well, you know what? Even if you're not, if your vocals are not as strong as they need to be, G can teach. Well, we'll be able to give you vocal lessons to teach you how to really sing.
If you are coachable, you have to be coachable.
There you go.
You
can't sing. You can sing, and then you really can't sing, and no one might coach you. Yeah, yeah. You rather the magic word. You have to be coachable. That means you have to be able to take criticism because it's gonna hurt when somebody critique you. You said, but I really want this, so you gotta be able to take the critiques.
And one friend, she said, you saw that you brought back. I'm like, I love John B. That's my kind of music. I don't give a crap.
She going back to who? Wait, take your other friend with you.
That's what I'm saying. Wait, people go see. Look, I didn't think he was gonna come back. He was just here last year.
I was gonna say he just been going a year, but you know what? I like that because John B. for years, it was said, he has some issues. He has some, I guess drug related issues, and he's gotten over those issues. He's cleaned himself up.
Well, them issues didn't take effect
on his vocals or whatever.
It didn't take on his vocals nor his look. He still
Well, see, that came from my other artists that we had on there that said that, but that was some years ago.
That was some years ago. He got the wife, he got the dog. His dog was a teenager.
So he's cleaned up himself.
He come back and then they trying to kill me in August because they're August 21st at Soldier Field. It's the R&B tour.
Who's gonna do an R&B tour?
Usher Raymond, Chris Brown. They call it R&B tour.
Oh, let me tell you that I'm not going there because guess what? Unless they're gonna send a free ticket to L's Way to LB Media, I'm not paying that price. And I know that they asked to charge. I'm not paying that.
I'm waiting to see the pre-sale happen. I think next week.
Mm-hmm.
Now that one, that's just for me because that ticket will cost me out.
I'm not going because I'm not. Listen, I like artists. I like the, but you know what? I don't really see myself. I'm a little when it comes to the most.
I mean. See, they're not as bad as Beyonce. I've seen Usher tickets. They're not that bad. So they're probably gonna be about $200-300. I I can roll that right. When you go talk about 8, 9, that I am no.
Right. What artist do you think? And first of all, you have to be a great singer for $800. And Beyonce is nowhere close to being a great singer.
Right. When you talk about like 8, 9, that's a rent payment. That's a car note. No, can't be.
I don't give a damn amount of perform with millions of dollars. I'm not paying $800 to see any damn body. Now if you come into my house to perform, sure.
Look.
But I'm not going to sit on no damn bleacher seat to pay the $900.
I will say this much. The only reason I saw Beyonce like the very first time she ever came to Chicago, that was a free ticket. I ain't buy that. The person called, the other person, can they say you want to see Beyonce? I ain't got to pay for the ticket, right? That's my first question. She said, oh no, sure, thank. Cool. I'd rather you 15 minutes.
Because I think that when you're a musician and you want people to come to support your music, to ask somebody to sacrifice maybe a mortgage payment or a car payment to come to see you, you're not that important to me.
Hey, look, John B ticket right up your alley.
Exactly.
Like the standing room movie, I think was like 52.
Which is nothing.
And then if you want like the VIP where you get to sit and like the food and stuff, that's like 87.
That's $100. I'm cool with that. I'm good. That's like when I went to see Uncle Charlie, and even though the United Center was there was a whole bunch of space in there. But anyway, we upgraded my ticket. It was still like $100 some. I'm fine with that. I'm gonna be fine at $200. When you start talking over $200, you got to have a gold microphone. Yo, everything got to be trimmed out in gold because I'm not paying that kind of price to see another human being sing.
Hey, look, Usher, Chris Brown, they got the vocals, they got the dancing. I'm fine with that. I'm gonna get my money's worth out of that.
Because it's gonna be a freak night. There's gonna be some freakiness going on there.
Lee, that one had to come on and take a shower.
Oh God.
Look.
It's gonna be hot, sweaty.
And so fit and all it's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot as hell. Better have you one of the portable fans.
I'm gonna have me one of the big sun hats.
And a portable fan. Look at that. And what time is it gonna be on? 7 o'clock in the evening.
7, 8.
Hot as hell. The sun is gonna be going down, so hopefully you get a breeze.
And they gonna have 8. You talk about TNA. Woo, baby.
Woo, Lord.
Well, at least they over in Soldier Field. Because, you know, Chris Brown did Wrigley Field. Man, I know Wrigley Field.
Oh, they're going to be at Soldier Field?
Yeah, they're going to be at Soldier Field.
Oh, when White Sox play?
Not the Bears. White
Sox. The Bears.
Chris Brown, he was at Wrigley last year. And I know Wrigley Field ain't seen them in one place. Woo, baby.
She mean they made black folks.
I mean ninja stuff. I really believe.
Oh, she mean the ninjas. They're like, where all these black folks come from? Now they're gonna be a Soldier Field. Oh, that's a whole lot of more people. That's more people.
You need Soldier Field. You talking about Usher and Soldier, and that's only gonna be what 60,000 people.
It looks like it sees more than people in that, but
no, that's like the second.
There's gonna be a lot of damn people. There's a lot of damn people.
Look, that one may happen. I gotta see him take away on my day and happen.
They tickets might be $400 and up. I'm just guessing. But you know what?
Now, John B, we can roll with that one.
Well, Usher tickets are never really that bad either.
No,
I mean, Usher or Chris Brown tickets are never really that bad.
Never really that bad. So I'm cool with their tickets, but I'm going to that one.
Man, you know what? Since we added this new music aspect onto the company, I always say, you know what? I understand why artists be out there and they be touring all the time, because when you're dealing with a typical music, you got to go out there and work your ass off to do concerts. I said because the majority of the money goes back to the music company, which is why I tell people, when you look at LB Media, we are not that infrastructure like no, because I would be real pissed off. So everything that you first make, probably like your first 10 years. Goes back,
and then you
start
getting your money.
Yeah, so I know why they go out there and they be on tour. I know why Beyonce go out there. You need to, because the girl, y'all stuff is sky high. But ain't no way I'm paying that kind of money.
But Usher, hi.
Hey Usher, baby.
I said, because I when I saw John, I said, I know he ain't come back to Chicago. He was just here last year.
John B said, I'm gonna come to where my money work at. People like me.
Oh, he's good. Cause he came. That was June or July, so he come in.
Leave it alone.
Well, he did that because last year was the 30th anniversary of his debut. Last year was the 30th of his debut album. Cause it came out 30.
Can you put that back?
Cause that's why he was on tour last year. So now he coming back.
Really help yourself. That's what I like him.
Dang it, put it back.
If y'all see my lighting going crazy, it's because there's some little fingers over here that should not be touching my lighting. I told you my guest was supposed to come in, but I think he got, what is it, 16? Yeah, I've been on for a minute, so I gave you a half hour to come over. Now you missed your opportunity. Anyway.
Baby opportunity. Brandon. Huh?
Oh my God!
You know that's a spoiler.
This is the grandbaby right here.
Wrong one. Click the mode.
Okay, that went off completely.
No, I said mode. Oh,
mode.
You ain't doing shit right now. Yes.
Listen. So anyway, I'm going to give you all a brief little summary of my guy, Amir Shakir, better known by his stage name as MC Spice. MC Spice was supposed to be in the room today. We'll catch up at some point in time. Whoa, damn! It got brighter. What was it with the cool one on? Damn. So MC Spice, he started out in the 90s. What we call his name is Amir Shakir. But he started off with the in the 90s, famously known for working during the early 90s, particularly with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Who was a part of Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch? Besides Marky Mark. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. And what was the song? Good Vibrations. Can you put it up for me?
Marky Mark and the Funky.
And the bigger hits that he worked on, it was called Good Vibrations, as well as I remember that. If I hear it, I know it'll be I do or not. Good Vibrations, and followed up with Whiplash. Okay.
Ma.
So anyway, so he's had great success in the music industry, and now he's going into like for artists, he's created like different SEOs to help independent artists, try to guide them into ways to go and things to stay away from, which I wanted him to come on to speak on that. But if you guys are really interested to learn and hear more about him, you guys got to go ahead and look him up. I would at some point we're going to meet up and he'll be live on the show. I was hoping we got to do that today, but I know I was running a little behind, so I had to push my time back from 5 o'clock, from 5 p.m. my time, and he's an hour ahead of me, so he's on East Coast time. He's originally from Roxbury, the Boston area, and I know he's had years of contact with people like New Edition. I wanted to come on because I think he had some working with New Edition, but also I think he was one who introduced Ralph Tresvant to the New Edition, and a lot of good stuff that we wanted to talk about, but I think our schedules got mixed up, so we will catch up at another time with him. I'm glad you guys tuned in. I'm glad Brianna was here to help pinch hit for me today. Along with normally she's not here normally she's here on Tuesdays, but she's normally in the background. Normally she's in the background and she usually helps me with the show, but she was kind of working with me today, and I appreciate that. You guys, did you find it?
No.
I told you to find Good Vibrations. I gotta hear it. I know I've heard it before. Well, hell, it was done in the 90s, so I'm almost positive that I have.
I got the baby attached.
But anyway, like I said, he did some founding, working with New Edition, and so he's been in the game for a long time and worked with a lot of artists from the Boston area. What is it? Roxbury? Is that's the what do you call it? Projects, I think. But a lot of the artists, the good artists that come out there, he's worked with them with their talent. And let's see. Can somebody please? Okay, answer me this question, Brent. I'm trying to get this up. Okay, so look. He's big in cultural leadership. He served as the Minister of Information for the Universal Zulu Nation since 1997.
What is the
Zulu Nation since 1997. Z-U-L-U. L-U. The Zulu Nation.
Oh, I didn't think I know what that is.
Okay, come on. Clarify.
Come back.
Clarify. Come on.
Come on. Clarify. So, it's the Universal Zulu Nation. It's the international hip hop awareness group formed by electro hip hop artist Afrika Bambatia.
Okay.
So, according to the website of the UZN, the Zulu Nation stands for knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, equality, peace, unity, love, respect. Work on overcoming the negative to the positive.
Okay.
Economics, mathematics, science, life, truth, facts, faith, and
Damn.
the oneness of God.
Okay. And you see, back in the 90s, I heard that all the time.
So, originally known simply as the organization, it arose in the 1970s from the reformed New York City gang, the Black Spades,
Okay.
a street gang from the South Bronx.
A street gang from the South Bronx. Okay.
A Zulu after being inspired by the 1964 film of the same name.
Was there a film called The Zulu Nation?
I think
Seems like I recall that back in the 90s. I feel like I recall that. That ain't it. I know damn well that ain't
no,
it.
that's not that.
I'm just saying, he tripping because I ain't crazy.
You're
Man.
flipping. You're flipping me out.
Okay.
That's
So-
what it is.
So apparently he's what is that? Oh, he served as the minister of that since 1997. That's a long ass time. So I guess wanting to teach artists. So here will be one of my questions. Since that represents so much, why do we have the issues that you have when you talk about the different music, the artists, the hip hop, if you want to call it the hip hop stuff, because you're not supposed to be about violence, all those things like that. So how do we get to where we are now with you talking about rap artists and the language that they use and the violence that sometimes follow along with that? That's a good question. I know, but that's a good question I want to ask him. I'm asking that follow-up question, so when he comes on, I can definitely ask him about that. But yeah, and I think a lot like the old school artists that they when they start doing rapping and became more prominent in the 90s, they were all about you putting out a message, but somehow that message has gotten just tainted with about money and ego and fame and all of that stuff. So I applaud everybody. As I said, I don't feel like enough is being done to counteract the negative that we hear we call rapping. Because brother will attest to you, for years I was never not a fan of rap, and I'm only a fan of some rap today. That was never been a fan of that. Okay. Oh, and so today in his modern work today, he's heavily involved in SEO marketing, digital marketing strategies, and social activism for the Unfiltered brand. So basically for the independent artists. So he's a big supporter of independent artists. Okay. So if you want to learn more about Akir, what is it?
Here.
What is
Shakir.
Shakir? Amir Shakir.
Well, I don't know. You were saying it right.
Amir Shakir. Amir Shakir, aka Mr. Spice. Yeah, Mr. Spice. So eventually we'll have a conversation. But in the meantime, you guys go and look him up and check out and get yourself familiar with it. Hey there. Come on, you all been on here all afternoon. I appreciate you. It's our spring premiere week. And that's Fight was here yesterday. Brianna's here today. Mr. Spice in his own way is here today. The Jacksons were here this week in their own way. Yeah, Jacksons are here in their own way. Looking forward to the premiere. So when y'all see me, I'm gonna go to the theater. We're gonna do IMAX. I'm gonna tell you, if you all see any of us in the theater, don't come sit next to me. Or at least leave about 4 spaces in between me and mine. And I'm going down to the front of the theater. I don't sit in the back because I think that is horrible. I don't sit up there. I'm gonna be down in the back. So just if you see 3 people, just leave about 4 seats. Because we like our space. Just say. All right, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. To Mr. Spice, we missed you. But we'll talk about you some more. You'll join us at some point. I know I probably messed up because I gave you a different time today. It's because I was running behind. My apologies. But it's been a crazy busy time. And guess what? You know why it's crazy today? because it is 82 degrees. And normally, as Brandon said, normally in the Midwest, we hardly ever get a real spring. But for some reason, this year, it seems to be, well, it goes in and out. You know, you get cold, then it gets hot again. Today is one of them hot 8 days. Yesterday was, and I guess you probably can tell because I'm sweating. My forehead's sweating. And it's wet outside. And it's hot outside because Brandon's having a field day around here. So he's loving the warm weather. You guys enjoy the rest of your week. This is Elle for Brianna.
My booty getting toasty.
I'm not even responding to that. For Brianna, Dr. Fight, to the Jacksons that's in town. We will talk to you guys at another time.
My booty's getting toasty.
Baby's booty. Okay, booty getting toasty. Okay, just because. Why, Lord? Why did he say the stuff he said? That's because he's almost a 5-year-old. Can you believe it? My grandbaby almost 5. He's gonna be a whole handful. So, I should have put the camera. I should put the camera over there, around brother. He can hold the head stuff right across the forehead. And it make you know it make a sound. You're like, damn, that was a good little landing right there.
Y'all have saw him through every stage.
From newborn to the terrible 2s, those unbearable 3s, and the curious 4s, and God knows what the 5s are gonna bring. Who knows? Who knows?
I remember our first show that he was talking to Neva, and he was a week old.
He was a couple weeks old, I think.
I think he was 7 days old.
I don't think so.
He was going on 2 weeks.
I think he was a couple weeks old. Yeah. And now this is look, he literally on his mama's neck. I'm just telling y'all, he's literally on her neck right by now. So.
Yeah, my body is
All right, you guys. I hope you guys go back and watch the video. Watch the video, like and share it. You guys can rewatch it on YouTube as well as our Facebook. Love you guys. Make sure you come back on Monday as long as the Lord say so. We will join you as well at 5:30 p.m. Love you. Peace out. Bye. Wait, look. All right.